I'm your host, Vocab Malone. It's Thursday, March 5th, almost 9 p.m. here in Phoenix, Arizona. That's right. And this is Street Apologists Live, Urban Apologetics, where we serve the underserved and look into the overlooked. One thing that's important when you study religions and ideologies is to understand the pioneers, the trailblazers. Who is Joseph Smith, for example, in Mormonism? Who is Charles Taze Russell within Jehovah's Witnesses, right? Who is Muhammad within Islam, right? And who was Abba Bivens within One West, Hebrew Israelism? Indeed, he's in essence the founder, but not a lot has been known about him until now. A small research team, of which I'm a small part of, has been very, very happy to dig deep and come up with all kinds of beautiful new stuff that's been lingering around that people haven't seen before. And we are going to bring it to you tonight. This is kind of the final part in the series. Doesn't mean we won't ever discuss Bivens again, but I think after this, it'll be no longer ambiguous. It'll be unequivocal. It'll be beyond a shadow of a doubt who his identity was, and some other facts, and as well as some new pictures of him. So this is important. This is for posterity's sake. This is for future generations. This is for research. So some of y'all are into this, some of y'all aren't, but this is what we got to do if we're really going to go deep in apologetics. And so tonight on Street Apologists Live, I'm having my main man, the guest, Abu Kammer, who's more knowledgeable than anybody I know about the history of One West Hebrew Israelism. Myself, of course, tonight in this beautiful show, as you settle in and join the live chat, hit that like button, please subscribe, hit that bell, as we discuss Abba Bivens. Hey, where's the music? Oh, there it is. My bad. Oh, now it's just the logo on the screen. Well, you missed the logo. Music. Let's try that one more time. Come on, come on. Come on, try it again. Oh, it's going to happen. It's going down. Here we go. Abba Bivens! Ha ha ha. All right. We are in effect. How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? I see you in the live chat. Good to see y'all. What's up, 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 what's up? I see people commenting on the hat. It's a classic Kango right here. But don't forget about the shirt. Some of y'all, that means something to some of y'all. It don't. Anyways, I got on the line today Abu Kammer, and he's been looking into this for a while. And once I told him we were going to do some more live shows on it, man, this brother just went and got kicked into high gear. And somebody who had been sitting on some documents, sent us a bunch of documents. It's a whole Sherlock Holmes type of thing. Maybe you could even say Shalom Holmes, but really, really epic. I'm very excited about this. And tonight we're going to bring this out in the spirit of research and just understand history better. So let's see if you can be heard. What's up, Abu Kammer? How you doing? Welcome to Street Apologists Live. What's up, bro? All right. Everybody, can you hear Abu Kammer well? I hope that you can. Can you guys hear him? I want to make sure because the lights are on. Let's see what people say here. Nice to see you, Abu Kammer, collaborating again. The lights are on, and someone says it's all Greek to me, brother. And yeah, I could hear Abu. Could you guys not hear Abu? Okay. Yeah, there's something. Huh. Why can't we hear Abu? Let me see here. So let me check. Yeah, nobody can hear you. Okay. All right. Let me see. I can hear you. So it's let's see something on my end here to make sure. Okay. Let me see here what it could be. So I got you here. You are live. You are up. Maybe there's. Hope I don't have to call my man and have him help me figure out what the problem is. Okay, we're gonna get a boo here. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, I can only hear vocab. Okay. Well, I say, hold on, just give me a second here, guys. Let me figure this out here. Man, I don't like it when it's like this. Everything we had everything set up, and now everything is not set up. It's irritating. Let me see. Yeah, it's trying to. Okay, let me see here. But all right, hold on. I'm gonna. There's a couple things I can mess around with. Okay, we got the camera right. We've got that right. And let's see, what else do we need to make sure we've got here? We're gonna get it. Don't worry. Show screen, show reactions. I might have to call you back and do this again, man. This is irritating when it does stuff like this. You guys just have fun in the live chat. Just give me a second here, people. Just give me a second here. We got a pretty cool people. They're usually pretty chill. Yeah. They're usually they get it. They know what's up. All right. Let me see here. All right. Let me see. Okay. What are we missing here? All right, I'm going to try to call you back. I'm going to see what's going on with this. All right, I'm going to call you back, bro. All right, guys. We're going to try to call him back, see what's going on. Don't know exactly. I'm going to have to start Skype all over again. Sometimes it's like this. All right, we're going to do this again. We'll find out what's going on. We'll get into this. Don't worry. It's messed up when the beginning of the show is like this, right? But tell me what's going on with you guys. No, DJ Nexus, Doctor for the Block 2021 now. You know, that's what we're talking about now, 2021. Listen, I'm going to try this one last thing, guys, and if this does not work, then what we'll have to do is start... Oh, man, I don't even want to say it. Yeah, I have to restart this joint. I mean, I don't know what else we would do because we did a test, everything was set up, and now it's acting funny. Come on now. Now Skype doesn't even want to start up. Huh. Skype, man. Skype. Come on, Microsoft. You guys know that Microsoft. Yeah, freestyle in the meantime. I would, but I got to actually, set this up is the problem, you know? I got to, make sure it's all set up. All right, we're going to try this again. You guys can probably hear that, I imagine. All right, let's see. Oh, they still cannot hear you. Still cannot hear you. DJ Next. Is DJ Next up in here? DJ Next, can you figure out a reason why? Why would people not be able to hear a boo? What am I doing wrong? DJ Next knows my common pitfalls. What would I be doing wrong, DJ Next? Any ideas about what might be my issue here? I wonder if it is. All right, we got that. I wonder if it's the little thing where it says yeah, they still can't hear you. DJ Next, what am I doing wrong here, bro? Go to Skype setting, make sure your input and output. Yeah, but say something again. Yeah. What you're saying? My input and output be the same? What? It should just say MGXU, right? Shouldn't be saying that, right? Right? Isn't that correct? Which is what it does say. It has the mixer listed on here. Okay. Man, this is not cool, man. Okay, we got that. Yeah, it's got the mixer as the microphone. That's what it's got. It's got the mixer for the mic. Yep. Answer and call yellow. Okay, what about now? Can you try something again, bro?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we got it set up. Okay, it was something different. We got it. Okay, everyone should be able to hear him. You have to allow the NDI usage or will not do it. All right, we got the NDI usage. Okay, bingo. Sorry, guys, about that. There's going to be some dead air in the beginning of the show, which is irritating. But now we are set. Awesome. Thank you guys for being cool peoples. A shout out to Elizabeth Oakman for the super chat. All right, hopefully people came in now with this awesome show. All right, Abu, you are now heard. Sir. You are now heard loud and clear, my friend. And now I know what the problem is. I can not make that mistake again. I know what it was on Skype. Okay, so here we are, man. And I think you've been waiting a long time for this. Abba Bivens is very important, indeed. And we've got some feedback from this. So you want to walk this up, and then I can play the video without sound, and we can kind of take a look at this and see what's up. All right, so...
skip around a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure where to start. Well, I mean, do you want me to just cover the very recent history of this research? I guess I could.
Yeah. It's like this. One big point of contention that was going on here was the idea about what is Abba Bivens' real name. Abba means father in Arabic. So I'm sorry, Aramaic. Excuse me. And so sometimes you hear guys say like Pop Bivens, which is sort of a little less offensive, Pop. I see his contemporaries call him that. But then you've got, his students that call him Abba Bivens. And that was not his real name. And so the question is, who was this man really? What was his real name? What do we know about him? How old was he when he died, And there was a lot of legends, and we've come to find out some of the legends about him were absolutely wrong. They're not correct. And so I make the point to say this shows that there is a broken line of transmission between the students currently and the original school. Now, some things continue on through, and you're going to actually see that tomorrow. We're going to put out a copy of the only known recording of Abba Bivens, which has previously been almost indiscernible. But DJ Next has actually taken it and cleaned it up. And so we have a professional audio engineer who's taken this audio that comes from, I think, the 60s. Is that,
yeah?
When did we? What date did we settle on? I forgot what date we settled on.
Well, so Tahar speculated that it was around the time when Ariel was 25. If we assume Ariel is 79 or 80 right now, that would put it at about 1965.
All right. So you say 1965?
Yeah, that would be my guesstimate. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because, okay. So we got this recording that may be from about 1965 of Abba Bivens, and it's going to premiere on the channel tomorrow. It's audio, but to some of you, you won't get it. You'll say this is hard to listen to. I understand that, but you got to understand this is a historic recording. It'd be like if we had a recording of Joseph Smith or something. It'd probably be bad audio, but it'd be amazing to have something by the founder of this faith. And so we have it now. And it's already been put up by his followers. So the source seems to be Tahar. He actually showed the cassette tape today. But it was very difficult to listen to, and it was always broken up in 3 parts. And so what we've done is put it together. DJ Next did the work and cleaned it up, and it gets better and better as audio goes on. So now we can actually compare the teaching of Abba Bivens to his followers. And so that's going to air tomorrow. And so there's sort of a whole treasure trove of stuff that's been going along with that. So we got cleaned up audio that you can actually hear what he's saying a lot better than before. It's still not high quality, don't get me wrong, but you can actually make out a lot more. Probably 75%, I think, is discernible. And then the more you listen to it, you find the more you start to understand gaps. Your brain kind of does a work. And so that's go. Now we've also got some new pictures of Abba Bivens. When I say new, they're new to sort of the general public consciousness. They've existed somewhere, as well as some new documents. And so we know his identity. We know what he looked like, and we know what he sounded like now better than ever. And this has all kind of come out at once. Now, some of the One Westerners have disagreed with some of the things we said, and this is still a work in progress. This is not a diss to anybody, anything like that. But as we do this work, it's good to have them in dialogue, and we learn a lot about them. And we'll see. Judah the Lion says, vocab, with all due respect, who cares, bro? Tearing that brother down has no bearing on anything. Judah the Lion, if you notice, with our research on Abba Bivens, we haven't really tore him down very much. All we've done is
we've been quite respectful.
Yeah, we haven't really said much negative about him. Like, that will come more when we get more into the recording. So, Judah, look, with all due respect to you as well, I don't know why you don't have any intellectual curiosity about a man who's very important to a modern growing movement. I think you should. I think you should. Real quick. Oh, look, Judah Natsera is visiting. Judah, you can totally.
What is he saying?
He's claiming that I got a video of his taken down when he exposed me or exposed John Calvin as being a Mason, and and said that his real name was John Cohen. Yeah, it's pretty funny, isn't it? I actually put that.
Forgive the laughter, but
Judah, listen.
I saw that video. Nobody reported it, but
yeah, nobody reported your video, Judah. With all due respect, it's cool for you to be here. You don't have to, like, we don't kick people out just to say disagree. Now, if they start cursing and calling people names, then we kick them out. But I got to tell you, you're dreaming. No one worked to get any of your videos taken down that I'm aware of. And I know for a fact I did not get your video taken down. So it's kind of like if you're saying that and yet you don't really have certain information, which you don't, you kind of lying a little. It's like, why are you going to say that? You don't know that. I didn't. And I'm telling you, I didn't do that. I would have no reason, no need to, and I didn't do it. So just relax, bro. Just relax. Calling people Luciferians and all this. Just be cool, man.
And also try to stay on topic too.
Yeah, well, good luck with that, right? But hopefully, yeah. All right. Yeah. So. All right, so shout out there. We got a former GOCC member up in here. We got Brother George, so shout out to him. Shout out to that brother as well. And now, all right, let's. But really, Judah Line. What I was saying is, man, we've been bringing stuff out, but we have not really sought. We're not even really being critical of Abba Bivens at this point. All we're doing is showing that some of the information that was received by oral legend to the One Westers was not really entirely accurate, and we just want to know the truth, and we think it could benefit them as well. But we haven't really done nothing to really tear him down. I don't think you understand. Uncovering truth, historical research, digging doesn't equate exposing someone's dark secrets. It's funny. It's like you're thinking of it like through the private eye for Yahweh mentality. The only time you would do research to dig into someone is to find something bad about them or something. That's not what we're doing with this case. We have plenty we could disagree with Abba Bivens about, but that's just not what's happening here. So that's not the nature of tonight's show. All right, so that's what's up. So with that being said, there's a picture on the screen that we can show big later, and it's the new picture, what I call the old man pants picture. The old man pants picture of Abba Bivens. But what are we going to do now, Abu? Let's maybe start with the picture. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
What were you going to say, bro? Go ahead.
Well, go ahead. I was going to say maybe I thought you were going to say, but I'm happy to follow your lead and discuss the picture. I thought you were going to say, cover the recent history of the twists and turns but I didn't of the research. But that'll come out as we go through the different bits and elements that we have. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, let's start with the picture. So talk about when is the first picture of Abba Bivens? When did it surface? Wasn't it around 2003, 2004? That was what I heard.
So there was a picture that some had seen at One West. The picture of Bivens with Ariyah. The picture that they claim is a picture at Ariyah. I've always been skeptical about that. I feel that it's a picture from Sukkot. In light of the fact that Bivens is holding a palm reed in his hand. But whatever the case, that picture of Bivens and Ariyah and a few other people sort of floated around at One West. Some had seen it, but many people at One West apparently hadn't seen it for a while. And then it became public when Tazadakia became the leader, and he started putting it in the DVDs. It appeared in their DVD. I believe the first one was the Purge Out the Rebels DVD. Started showing the picture. And then his DVD on the Seven Seals, I think, also showed the picture as well. But interestingly enough, the first time it appeared on the internet, it was 2005 to 2006. The Purge Out the Rebels DVD came out. Someone in the Philly school, the ICGJC, was sending.
We're not able to, man. Abu, you're breaking up super bad. Man, I'm hoping that this can get fixed. You're like super.
Let me close a couple windows on my device.
You're like super.
Is that better?
Super choppy.
Still bad, huh? Still bad.
Well, it's a little bit better. Let's see if it works. We'll see. But I'm showing the picture here, ladies and gentlemen. The picture he's talking about, which Hebrew Israelites have said is the picture of Abba Bivens, supposedly to be at Ariyah, who's the guy who came up with Lashawan Kodash and the 12 tribes chart, supposedly. Even though we don't think that story is right either entirely. But we see the picture of Abba Bivens there. It's on the black and white picture there. And that picture is supposed to be at someone's bar mitzvah, but Abu thinks it might be from something else. But either way, that's the earliest picture of Abba Bivens. And you can see it on the screen right now. And then we've also got... say what? Yeah, I'm not even able to hear Abu right now. This is...
Oh, man, that's a shame.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. All right, let me see. I'm trying to see if there's anything on my end I could potentially shut down that might be creating our problem. But I don't have anything open that I don't need open. Everything I have Skype. I have, everything I've got open is stuff that I have to have open. So, let me see here. Might have to see if we can get you called back, man. But all right, let's see if you can sound a little bit better. Abu. This picture also we've got was first initially shared by Zion Lex, or so we thought. So it has his logo on it. But we found out later it was not originally Zion Lex. So that is a newer picture that got shared by a Hebrew Israelite of Abba Bivens as well. And so we've got here both looking very rabbinic. And it appears that during his life, during his life, he was known mainly as Rabbi Abba Bivens. Hey, D New and to the mods. Just so you know, the Vernon Brown account, it's a parody account. I don't know who runs it or who operates it, but it's somebody who is basically doing a parody of a One West leader. And so it's not the real person. And so what they're usually saying is usually okay because they know how to play the role. So just so everybody knows, it's like a kind of like a funny role play type of thing. The Vernon Brown account is not a real account. Abu, are you on the line?
Yeah, I am. I'm here. Can you hear me better now?
Sort of. It's still breaking up a little bit. Nah, man, it's
still breaking up. Huh?
Yeah. Let me call you back one more time, man. We're gonna try this again, bro. Let's. I think let's just do the audio only and see if that'll work. Okay. Let's. That'll be our. That's the best. The thing you won't be able to see.
Hear me better now?
No, we're not. You're not gonna be able to see the screen anymore. But let's try. Let's try audio only. What do you think, man? Let's try. All right. Let me let's see. All right. Let me see if I can take away. Right now, do you see my video? Okay, I've just turned it off. All right. We're trying to turn his off, so we're doing everything that we can. Yeah, Timothy gets the idea. You kind of play along with the account. That's kind of the idea. All right, so try it now, Abu.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you now. Man, everything was fine with this before we started the show. Oh, you're breaking up really bad. Let me call you back here again one more time. Guys, man, I'm sorry about this. Everything was set up before we started. I might have to if this doesn't work, I'm either going to have to reschedule the show or I am going to have to start this over again or I'm going to have to do it by myself. I don't know or I have to restart everything. I don't know. What do you guys think we should do here? No. I just messed up. No. Okay. All right. Let's just try this. What do you guys think we should do here? So far, so good. All right, let's continue on here and see what happens here, Abu.
Bravo.
Shout out to Nadine for the super chat, by the way. Okay, Abu. So, what do you want to say about the pictures here, my man?
Well, what I was saying is that picture, the original picture, the black and white picture that supposedly, according to oral tradition, oral tradition is supposedly from the was not even known by a lot of one Westers. I mean, recently GMS was talking about
All right, we're going to have to do
Ariel bringing the picture out and them not even.
We're going to have to do this through a landline. You're just breaking up again. I'm just going to call you on my landline, all right? Sorry, man.
Sounds good.
I'll call you. All right, let's try it this way, guys. I'm going to call him on the landline, and this is not ideal, but we'll see if this works, all right? So I'm calling him on a landline. Turned off.
How do I hear now? How do I sound now?
I think you sound okay. Let's see. How does Abu sound, everybody?
How do I sound? I'm going to pull up video.
Can you guys hear Abu if he's on the phone like that? What's up, Abu? Let's see. Go ahead. Give us a mic check, bruh.
Mic check. Abba Bivens. I really like that echo at the beginning, by the way.
Oh, yeah? Like this? Echo! Okay, well, we're going to try this. We're going to try it like this, man. I just put the phone up to here. We'll just try it this way.
Look at that. I can see Vernon Brown said he hears me just fine.
Oh, yeah? Thanks, Vernon Brown. All right, man. So continuing on, man. What about this picture, bro?
So the picture on the right, the one that is purportedly from Aria's bar mitzvah, at least according to legend, the oral tradition through One West, although I think it's from Sukkot in light of the fact that he's holding a palm reed in his hand and he's wearing a prayer shawl. But nonetheless, that picture was one that even a lot of One Westers hadn't seen. It started to become more public when Tazabakia took over the ICGJC and started putting it into his DVDs. It first appeared, I believe, in his Purge Out the Rebels DVD, and then it also appeared, I believe, in a DVD about the Seven Seals. If I'm not mistaken, I could have the history wrong on that. But also, the first people to put it on the internet was Truth After Knowledge, believe it or not, as strange as that sounds. And it was in the MySpace days, someone from the Philly school at the ICGJC was sending stuff to Truth After Knowledge, and that person sent us this image of Abba Bivens, and we put it up on MySpace and Yahoo groups. We were the first ones to put it up. Interesting. Now it's everywhere.
And what about the newer picture there, where he has the gray beard and it looks very rabbinic?
So as you were mentioning a little while ago, that the first time I saw that was from Zion Lex, and he had posted it. But it turns out the former ICGJC member who goes by the name, or used to go by the name, Samaritanis Rex, pointed out that it was before Zion Lex posted it. It was posted by another gentleman who goes by the name Zebulon Ben Levi. And I'm not familiar with Mr. Ben Levi, but I get the impression from his name that he might be a non-One Wester, but he had posted the picture as well before Abba Bivens. Before Zion Lex. This second picture. Although he says we're going to cover, there was some dispute as to whether it's Abba Bivens. I believe that's definitely it. I have no doubt. But Sakari made a very interesting recently in which he shared their impression, that that's not Abba Bivens.
Right, but we have confirmation that it is through a number of ways. And in the video that you put out yesterday, I think you showed that. Let me go through this video here, and I'm going to switch over on the. Actually, before I do that, let me show the three pictures side by side in some way. This actually comes, what I'm about to show. This comes from the show, the thumbnail for tomorrow's show, and so this is going to be broadcast tomorrow, where we're going to play the audio. On the left, I have a pretty bad copy of it, but there he is in the middle. Although the way it would work is the one on the left is the oldest one. The one on the right-hand side with the old man pants would be the middle, and the one with the gray beard, of course, is the oldest. But now here we're going to switch over and show Abu's video. We're going to show some of it and take a look here at this video, and probably going to have it without sound, and then do commentary on it because this is like a bombshell. This video yesterday that he dropped here, and so I'm gonna click into that right now. Oh, this stuff, man. This guy, Abu with the banging intro here. He's really keeping up with the young kids these days.
Yes, definitely. Just a picture. That's all.
Oh, now you're breaking up on the phone, bro.
No way.
Yeah.
Impossible.
No.
That's impossible. Can you hear me better now? Nothing? You don't hear anything?
Well, I mean, I hear you, but you got robotic. You got pretty robotic.
I got robotic. That's a shame. You know what it is?
Yeah, bro.
Wi-Fi. That's what it is. Hold on. I'm going to step out. Hold up.
Come on, man. Oh, man.
We're going to fix this. Is it better now?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I guess it's better. Well, I don't know. Yeah, but
I might have to go for a walk or something like that. That's funny. I forgot the reception's not so good in this place.
I guess not. Okay, so Abu, now I'm got this set up here, and I'm going to play it without the sound is the idea, and it's just about sort of the back and forth. Can you say something briefly, super brief, about the back and forth with you and Al-Azhar?
So what it was is we did the show recently. It was a little over a week ago. I took part in the show, the last show you did on the identity of Abba Bivens, and mainly we covered the book, the recent contribution that Sam Kestenbaum made to this recent compilation called Kendrick Lamar and the Making of Black Meaning, the 16th chapter of which was written by Sam Kestenbaum, and he sort of broke a lot of new ground on the research into the identity of Abba Bivens, and we were discussing that. And so Al-Azhar made a very interesting video. He held a live class, I think it was the very next day, in which he disputed the findings, and he presented another case. And while I disagree with his conclusions, I nonetheless thought that he made a very a good case. He made us within a certain paradigm, within a certain view, without the information that we're going to bring out. It was persuasive to some extent. And but then, so what I did is I made this video, which is a respectful response to Al-Azhar for the most part, bringing out the information that that sort of swings the pendulum the other way. The sort of chief dispute between us on the one side, that being you, me, and Sam Kestenbaum, and Sakari on the other side, was with regards to the identity of Abba Bivens, that there were two people in contention within our discussions.
Yeah. So Al-Azhar would say that he was saying that Abba Bivens' real name was Leroy Bivens, and we were saying no, it's Edward Meredith Bivens. And what we're showing on the screen now is where Al-Azhar Ben Lawyer, the leader of Sakari, where he was going to ancestry.com, I believe. Was that the website he was on?
Precisely.
And he was showing who this Edward Meredith Bivens person is, and then saying he does not think that that's the same person, and he thinks Leroy Bivens is the right name. Now, one thing I want to bring out there is he also disputed that picture was actually Abba Bivens. However, that picture was uploaded to Ancestry.com by a family friend of the Bivens family, correct?
Precisely. Someone related to him, although the person who uploaded it does not have the surname Bivens.
Right.
Unless someone related to him.
So what we've done is this has been tracked down, and what's been tracked down is the person who uploaded the image with the Torah scroll of Bivens, who's actually, we're going to find out as the show progresses, his real name is actually pronounced Bivens, but we're going to call him Bivens now. It's sort of the popular mispronunciation. Bivens, this was uploaded by a family member. And you can see, because Ancestry.com tells you who uploads the picture, correct?
That's correct.
Hey, I got someone in the live chat saying, do you use Sprint?
By Sprint?
Yeah, your carrier. He's on AT&T, he said. All right, so the this is a picture who's uploaded by a family member. They don't have the surname Bivens, but they're a family member. And then they also uploaded the old man pants picture, correct?
Yes, precisely.
But then
These two relatively new pictures, in the sense that nobody within the One West spectrum was showing these photos. It was brought from outside the One West spectrum.
But then the black and white picture was uploaded by who?
That it was basically brought into the public by the ICC.
No. Well, isn't that's not at ancestry.com? That one's not.
Which one are we talking about? The old one, the one from the alleged bar mitzvah?
Yeah, the old one. Yeah.
No, that was one that had sort of been in the public since 2005. It was the ICGJC started putting in their DVDs, and then we put it on the internet and everyone started trafficking it.
All right. Hey, I thought you said there was one that was uploaded by his daughter-in-law or granddaughter or something, but I guess
his granddaughter was uploading pictures of one of his sons.
Okay,
and his wife. His granddaughter posted a picture of his wife, which I don't think we'll be showing here, but nonetheless. No. Yeah.
Did she ever confirm? Did you ever ask her about the picture?
No, my correspondence with her have been very limited, but she did confirm that the Bivens with two B's clan does descend from the Abba Bivens of North West.
And so one main thing, the picture wasn't even the main thing we were dealing with. The picture is not the main thing. It was just interesting to have a new picture of Bivens. But the point is, the pictures were uploaded to ancestry.com by a family member. And so that's one aspect of the confirmation that those three pictures are indeed of the same person. And one thing Al-Azhar basically was saying is that no, there's some issues here. And one issue is that he doesn't look like the same person. And so what you did partially in this video is just show partially, this is not the whole of the video that you made, but to show how through aging a person can look different and still be the same person. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yes. So what had happened was we reached a point where, not including the picture with the high pants, just going by the other two pictures, Al-Azhar had pointed out that there are some differences between those two photos, and therefore he felt they were referring to two different persons. So what I was noting was that when you have only two images to go by, if you take any person and you've only ever seen two images of them, and those images are decades apart, it's certainly possible for them to look different in those pictures, not only because your body changes over time, but also because of different angles, different lighting, etc. Different quality devices.
Yeah, and so what was the main thing that Al-Azhar was saying is that as far as the picture goes, is that they did not look like
the same. He had 2 points of contention. Number one, he felt that the picture, the color photo, his nose was wider, and then he also found he expressed some incredulity at the fact that his beard would go that dramatically white in such a short span of time.
Right, those are the main things there. And so we understood what he was saying. We weren't tripping on that. Now, actually, real quick, this is actually interesting because in the Nation of Islam, there's a similar debate about W.D. Fard Muhammad, correct?
Yes.
Can you speak on that briefly? Because it's ironic history is repeating itself in this way with a different group.
Yes, there is a parallel here. So within the One West spectrum, there's only one undisputed photo of Abba Bivens. And within the Nation of Islam, there's only one undisputed photo of their founder, that being Fard Muhammad. And it's also interesting. Fard Muhammad is the founder of the NOI, and Bivens is the founder of One West. In both cases, you don't get access to the founders. Rather, there's a person who comes after them, and everything sort of filters through him. In the case of the NOI, it's Elijah Muhammad, and in the case of One West, for the most part, but then also Mashal Yaqub. And with the case with the NOI, they have that one undisputed photo, but then in the FBI file for Fard Muhammad, there were more photos. There were mug shots. And it also becomes somewhat of a point of contention because the FBI file claims that he had told the police it was all just a hustle. It's certainly much more dramatic. And the result of that is certain members of the NOI, including the brilliant NOI apologist Wesley Muhammad, have held lectures where they'll compare the one undisputed photo to the photos the other photos that are floating around out there, and they would argue that, look, the ears are different, the nose is different, therefore these are two different people. But sort of the same, another parallel is the fact that the one disputed photo is of a low quality. It's a black and white photo that's not the best quality, and therefore it's not the best definition, and you can sort of lose a lot with looking at that sort of thing. But the parallel is an interesting one.
And so, just to understand that, part of this has to do with now. So actually, someone mentioned about young Bill Cosby and old Bill Cosby. So this is on the screen right now, Abu. Now we got young Bill Cosby and older Bill Cosby on the screen. You showed that in this video to show the differences, specifically because we know noses and ears continue to grow. And you also point out the fact that the position of the mouth can change significantly the way the nose appears. And the pictures of Cosby were good examples of that.
Yeah, and better examples come up. That was sort of a minor example.
So you got the guy, my man from The Godfather, right? What's his
Tessio, right? Abe Vigoda. Yeah.
What's his name again?
Salvatore. The actor's name is Abe Vigoda. If I'm not mistaken, in The Godfather, it was Tessio Salvatore, I believe.
Yeah, and so he's yet another Jewish guy who plays an Italian, stealing roles from the Sicilians, right?
Yeah.
And he does look different. Now we've got Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm. And so Muhammad Ali is recognizable to everyone, so I start going into boxers that I loved but who are not as recognizable as Muhammad Ali after that, such as Wilfredo Gomez. Let's see, I don't know if he's come up on the screen yet. You'll let me know.
Yeah, they're going to come up in a second. So these are other boxers, and you're just showing the point of there. Yeah, there's the Gomez picture of the difference.
Wilfredo Gomez, you see there's a dramatic difference in the nose. This is the same man, but the pictures are taken decades apart, and I think one is taken in the late 70s, the other one's taken in the mid 90s or something like that. And look, if you didn't know that this was the same man, if there was going to be a dispute, someone could say, well, the nose looks different.
Yeah. And Marion in the chat makes a good point. She says these look less alike than the guy in the first two photos.
Exactly, I agree 100%. That was precisely a point that I was.
Now we got the McGirt Pullman's guy.
Yeah, and his name is literally McGirt. That's Buddy McGirt, a great fighter from the 90s.
And now you've got Tazadakia.
Yes, and in the case of Tazadakia, you can make the case that everybody within the One West spectrum knows who he is, but if you didn't know, and if these were the only two images in existence, and if somebody wanted to dispute it, they could say, I don't know, the guy on the left, his nose looks wider than the guy on the right. I don't think that's the same guy. The same sort of argument can be made. By the way, I know my tone is a bit sharp, but I want to be clear that I don't intend any disrespect towards Al-Azhar or his argument. But, this was sort of the approach that I took initially, as sort of a preliminary approach.
I think he recognizes and knows that. I appreciate his response to us, and I think I feel like he legitimately understood what we were trying to do and took it at face value, and I really appreciated it. So just know, we have sharp disagreements with Al-Azhar, and we've done stuff, but this is an instance of where I feel we're fellow travelers in the road of historical exploration. So shout out to Al-Azhar, because I feel like he did a good job and made a good point. However, after tonight, it's really conclusive, and I do give him props for really being the only one who seems to really care. And I don't understand why more of these guys don't care. It's actually kind of a shame. So it is what it is. We got a guy, Don Yasharala, who says, I hope I'm not interrupting this Devil's Reject meeting. And I just want to let you know that, Don Y'all, you are not interrupting this Devil's Reject meeting. In fact, you are more than welcome, and thank you for being here tonight. And so it's all good. Now we've got the picture of the GMS elders on the screen. Okay. And why did you show that in relationship to the beard?
Because Al-Azhar he felt that it was unlikely that they were the same man, because one man's beard was completely white and the other one was a jet black beard. And he said, these pictures, the picture of Abba Bivens wouldn't have been that long before his death. So what I'm noting is that if we assume Arya is 79 or 80 years old, then the picture may have been taken around 1952 to 1953. If we assume Bivens died somewhere between 1972 to 1974, then the picture could be 20 years old.
Right.
What I did is I showed pictures of GMS.
So you got Orion Lob, Gabar, and Tahar, all three together, and their beards have went from black to white. Like, happens, And they were about 20 years.
20 years. In the case of Tahar, I think it's less.
Yeah. And you made the point also, doing that stressful street teaching. We might see, Nate and Alazar go gray too pretty soon with all the, it's kind of a stressful thing to be out there,
Well, especially when, according to one historical tradition, Bivens was getting into conflict with people. I mean, his own family corroborated the One West tradition that he unfortunately died as a result of injuries suffered in a fight with some Muslims.
And in a response video to this, one thing that's different than we've heard before is Tahar, whom is one of the more knowledgeable people about this because he's an older man and he spent a lot of time with Mashah and Yaiqub and Ariyat, and they would tell him stories about Bivens because they were his students, whereas Tahar was not. He was their student, so he's like, third generation or whatever. But he sometimes would have some helpful things, and he said two things that I found fascinating in his response video to us, which was he said it did not happen in Newark, New Jersey. He said it happened in Trenton, New Jersey, and that's not really even against us. That's against the whole panorama of every one Wester we've ever heard talk about how Abba Bivens was killed by Muslims, and they beat him up. And also, we heard for the first time, according to Tahar, that it happened inside, not outside. The picture we had always heard, it was just sort of this outside thing in Newark. Tahar said it happened indoors, and it was in Trenton. And, he's an older man. It could be memory, but really, I don't think he has any reason to lie. So that I don't know the truth. I just know it casts doubt on the situation because when Tahar speaks on the old school, I do take him seriously as well. Unless he's passing down a legend, you got to make sure which one's which, But I think that's fascinating.
It was certainly an interesting contribution from him.
And so so I'm putting play on there. I like that little compilation you put together on the screen. And now we're continuing on here with the three leaders of GMS. These are the three elders of GMS. The main guys, of course, Tahar is considered the head, but Gabar and Rayam Laber are very prominent and well known. These guys have been doing stuff together for decades, because they all go back.
Literally.
They all spend a lot of time with Ariyah, and again, they didn't personally know the Abba Bivens, but they did know Mashah and Ariyah, who they claim that Abba Bivens had told Ariyah and Mashah, you need to continue on with this work. And so now you're showing the picture again, and just showing how just using sort of other examples, it's not very conclusive. Just doing kind of the look test or the eyeball test, It's especially when you only have two pictures. But that's not all. We're going to get into more. And do you want to kind of tell us where we're going here now, where we get into this? We're playing the video. It's silent, but it's on the screen. It's about 12 minutes in here, Abu.
So I take it we're looking at the portion where I make one image transparent and put it over the other to show how the eyes line up perfectly, the noses line up pretty well. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that's what's happening. So you guys look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. I've never seen anyone do this before. And then now you superimpose them, and it just seems sort of obvious. Now you didn't do it with the old man pants picture, but you did do it with the Torah scroll picture and the rabbi, the undisputed photo. And look at this. Abu's not using any special software. Abu is literally just laying them over and letting you see. And fortunately, the angle of the face is somewhat similar, so it's perfect.
Exactly.
Actually. And
that's
so
why I didn't use the pants picture, because with these two pictures, his face is tilted almost perfectly the exact same way, and that's really quite serendipitous.
Now, what about the lips and the beard situation? I know that sounds funny, but you specifically brought that up as a unique feature.
Well, so for a lot of people, who have beards, including you, including Alazar, including myself, many people, perhaps most men with beards, you can often see some of their face under their mouth.
Abu, real quick question. What about women with beards? What about with them? Sorry.
Yeah, you see quite a bit of their face as well. But Abba Bivens has a very, very dense beard. It's somewhat unique. There's other men, obviously, like this, with beards like this, but nonetheless, his beard is somewhat unique in that it pulls very tight right up to his lips. It surrounds his lips. You can't see any skin underneath or around his mouth. Right. And that's an interesting feature in both pictures. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason to think that these are the same man, or at least that it's likely that this is the same man.
And now you've got the three pictures side by side, and it's kind of obvious. Younger Abba Bivens, middle Abba Bivens, older Abba Bivens.
Yep. And you notice the beard, you can see an evolution in the beard. That same sort of very square, dense. It's getting longer in these three photos, and it's also getting lighter in that middle photo. It's like a perfect transitional fossil or transitional beard, as the case may be, between the two photos that flank it.
Yeah, it's getting longer and lighter. And notice he's got some kind of rabbinical hat in all three, correct?
Yes. It's hard to see in the most recent photo, the one where his hair is completely white. It seems like he might be wearing a white kippah, as they call it, or yarmulke, something akin to that, a white skull cap on top of his white hair. I may be wrong about that, though, but it seems like that might be the case.
Look. I got to deal with this. It's just amazing. It's kind of sad. Julius Williams, I appreciate you coming in here, but let me just speak directly to you. This is not Abu talking. This is me. You need to pay attention to what is going on and stop being emotional, Julius Williams. I need to talk to you directly and firmly. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but I'm telling you how to become a better student of history and of reality. Instead of having this knee-jerk reaction where you say, this is not intellectually honest, to credit some guy that is easy for you to impeach as the founder of the movement in order to discredit the truth and similarly lump all Hebrews as a monolith. Julius Williams, we are literally doing no such thing. We are not impeaching or impugning Abba Bivens' character in this video. We're not even really criticizing his teaching. We are showing a new. If you appreciated real research, you would actually appreciate what we are doing. Because let me just be frank again: no one has put the effort that the small little team we've put together, sort of serendipitously, has to find out who Abba Bivens was. So instead, why don't you send me a sticker that says "Well done" and send Abu a golden star? That's what you should be doing instead of whining, because we are not even dissing this dude at all. We are just showing you there are 3 known pictures of him now, and that's all we're doing. We're not discrediting Hebrew Israelism by showing you who the founder of One West-ism is. He is the founder of One West Hebrew Israelism, Julius Williams. If you don't know that, you don't belong in this conversation, frankly, because you don't know about your own religion. Shame.
Can I add something to that? Emphasis on the One West stream there that you mentioned. Whenever we talk about One West, we're always very careful to say we're talking about the One West stream, the One West spectrum, One Westism, and somehow there are a lot of people who will say, "Oh, you're just looping all Israelites together." And with all due respect, that's not an accurate accusation. That we do the exact opposite. We're careful to know which streams, which I don't know if sects or factions is the appropriate term, but which aspects of the spectrum that we're looking at. And in my case, I'm mostly focused on the One West spectrum. It's just what's captured my imagination and my interest. And that's what we're doing here. So we have an academic interest in the history of One West, and therefore it makes sense to look into the history of Abba Bivens.
And if Julius Williams would take the time to properly read the description of the show, as well as even the title, he'll notice that I specifically say he is a One West founder.
Founder of One West. Yeah, and not all Israelites.
And also, Julius Williams, you got to understand. Read the full title, Julius. Read the full title. You didn't even do your reading job. Straight up. Read the full title. Read the description. You're incorrect in what you're saying. He's trying to say, oh, the title lumps everyone together. I mean, who just reads the title of the video anyway? But it's not just the title of the video. So just come on, man. You got to step your game up. You got to be more discerning than this. You got to really know what's up. Hey, shout out to David Wood. He's in the live chat. Yo, Wood, man, you got to hit me back. We got some stuff we got to work on together. I saw you chilling with Lacona and McRae, and that's cool times, though. But shout out to you.
And William Lane Craig. I really like David Wood's video that he put out recently with William Lane Craig and Yusuf Estes. That warmed my heart. I loved that video.
it warmed Abu's heart here, and now we know that he has a heart to warm. But check it out, man. Shout out to everybody. But just understand what we're doing and what we're not doing. And, the followers today of Ariad Mashah, who were students of Abba Bivens, as he's known, they say that he's John the Baptist. And the reason one is because he cleared the way, or he blazed the trail. And the point is, he did do that. And so he did blaze the way for this One West variety. And he was also pretty early because he goes back to the Commandment Keepers. Now, with that being said, Alazar, you're showing now the video from Alazar of Sakari, where he believes it was Leroy Bivens. But the problem with this
he was
is
getting into a much more. Well, he was making a very interesting argument here. I want to give full credit to Al-Azhar here.
Yes, he's done it a bunch.
He's
gonna think we're buttering him up at this point, bro. We don't.
No, I don't think he thinks that. I mean, I'm not trying to butter him up. I'm not trying to flatter him. I'm just being honest. I think it's important to be fair here. And this is what I'm going to say. We had access to information that he didn't have access to. Without the information that I brought out and Sam Kessenbaum brought out and we're going to bring out here, his argument, absent of that evidence that we're going to bring out, was very good. He made a very good point, which is about to hit the screen in a moment.
And it matched a key thing. One West oral legend is that Abba Bivens was from the South, and that Abba Bivens heard from a freed former slave that black folks were actually the Israelites. What Al-Azhar found on Ancestry.com would have hypothetically matched that legendary telling. And the reason why I'm saying legendary, now maybe there's a way to reconcile it, maybe we'll find out later, but the reason why I'm saying it's legendary is because we know now about who Edward Meredith Bivens actually is, and it does not match the traditional narrative that we've been given by One Westers. And I'm not even saying that it was intentional or someone was lying or anything like that. I'm just saying there's sort of a lack of knowledge, and we're trying to fill the gap of the dearth of knowledge. And so here's the 3 points you got on the screen.
Yeah, could you pause that just so we can go over it real quick?
Abba Bivens attended the Commandment Keepers in Harlem in the 1940s. Edward Meredith Bivens was still living in Philadelphia in 1940. Leroy Bivens was living in Harlem, and all at the bottom of the things there. That's what Al-Azhar was saying about why this couldn't be the same person, correct?
Well, yes, what he was arguing was that this is, so we have two men here, Edward Meredith Bivens and Leroy Bivens, and he presents this argument, and I think in a vacuum, it's a very good argument. If you're just looking at this argument, you have to lean towards Leroy Bivens being Abba Bivens rather than Edward Meredith Bivens.
And the name matches up as far as the way they have been spelling it. Bivens, it matches up as well. So if that's all you had to go on, but we're going to show that that's not all there is to it.
Right, correct. There's more information.
So these would be Al-Azhar's points towards why he thinks it's Leroy. All right, here it is, bro. This is where we're starting to get into the deep waters. Okay, so on the screen now is the ledger from the Commandment Keepers. Now, I'm going to explain this. I'm going to let you speak. I'm trying to speak a little bit since your phone is off and on, but I want to make sure you speak. Okay, so here's it goes. What in the world, Julius Williams? Hold up. Julius Williams, who are you talking to right now? If I have to get a private investigator to get your personal information so that I can have you served, I will. Who in the world are you talking to, Julius Williams? And this is
I see. His previous comment, it's another person threatening to sue. He says, Vocab Malone, you said Hebrew Israelism is my religion. I have never attested to that, so please recant that defamation of me, or I may sue you so that I can have that I am not an HBI as a religion. Okay.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Julius Williams.
It's interesting how many people threaten litigation. Well, this is also a part of the, I'm not saying Julius is a one-wester, but it's funny how this, I thought this was a recent trend because Dante Fortson sort of threatened to sue you.
Kelly Richardson threatened to sue you.
Yep.
Ron Shields, who I'm supposed to be meeting this Friday, so no bad blood, but Ron Shields threatened to sue me once. He removed that live stream, but Ron Shields threatened to sue me. This is not the only one. IUIC did, and a massive PDF was sent to Talbot, my school, when I was doing my doctoral research, to threaten to sue the school for harboring racism. So check this out. This is a trend. Julius Williams, I'm going to tell you something. We've been cool with you. When you start talking about you're going to hire a private investigator to find out people's personal, that's like you've crossed the line. I don't know what has gotten into you or why you think that's cool or masculine, to be frank with you. I don't know how you think that's a manly way to like even behave and act. But you are literally showing everyone why I made the video Private Eye for Yahweh Shai. You were literally the walking embodiment of that parody and stereotype. And that's why I made Private Eye for Yahweh Shai. So moderators, let's block Julius Williams. And with that, Julius Williams, I say shalom, Holmes.
I just want to be clear. I was not saying he was a one Wester. I see he asked that. I was not. So if you're asking,
watch out, he's gonna sue. He's gonna sue you too. Yeah, he wasn't saying that.
If he wants to get a recanting of it, although I didn't say it, I will nonetheless say I recant. Okay, if I had said it, I would.
All he said was,
I apologize for the confusion.
Your trigger happy response to threaten to sue everybody is similar to a one West behavior, right?
Well, no, you know what's funny? It's a recent trend, although recently it's been outside of One West. What I was going to say is, as is going to come up in a little while, I thought this was a recent thing because I feel like, no Israelites in the 90s were doing this, like, unless they were suing the city.
It goes back to Bivens, though.
Bivens, yeah, he himself was threatening to sue people, yeah.
Okay, so now we need to get into this. This is a ledger. This is the ledger from the Commandment Keeper School, which began in 1919.
19, I think? Yes.
And they began in Harlem, and Abba Bivens came out of the Commandment Keeper School. And he took with him, we don't know everybody, but at least he took Masha and Yaquab's son, Ariah. At least those three students. And now here we have one of the many ledgers. If you look on the right side of the screen, it says Commandment Keepers. And this is the ledger. This is attendance record. And guess what? At the Schaumburg, which we went to last summer, the ledgers for the school, the Commandment Keepers, go up all the way, I think, into the 50s. And we find Abba Bivens, but you're going to find out it's not Bivens. We find his name and signature in here. Shout out to Rox B, by the way. And also, have you looked at this? Do you think that first one says Leonold?
No, I think it says Lucille.
Oh, really? That first one, Lucille?
Yeah, yes. The top line, although I can't see it now, but...
Yeah, I got you. Guys, I was just curious.
Hemming.
What do you... Lucille Hemming? Well, no, the one on top of it. What's that say?
Oh, yeah, that does say... Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think it says Leonold, but we're not going to say who Leonold is. It says something 1946, April 21. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's like Ledger or Legend or...
Record, maybe? Yeah.
Record? Oh, it might say Record. That could be a strange R. Guys, in the chat, what do you think the very top left line says? So this is from 1946, April 21st. Someone looked at that. That should be a Saturday. It should be a Saturday. Someone look up April 21st, 1946, and let us know. That should be a Saturday. It almost looks like Leonard, but I think that makes sense for it to say record. That makes people are saying it looks like Leonard.
April 21st.
It makes most sense for it to say record because this is their ledger for the school. But I'm gonna play and show people. But what are we gonna find in here, Boo? Why is this so significant?
So this is relevant to our disagreement with Al-Azhar about between who's the best candidate to be Abba Bivens. Is it Edward Meredith Bivens or is it Leroy Bivens? And what we find in here is that in 1946, Edward Bivens was attending the Commandment Keepers. But more than that, one of Al-Azhar's argument was that according to the census, in 1940, Edward Bivens was still in Philadelphia while Leroy Bivens was in Harlem. So what we show is that in 1946, the Commandment Keepers had Edward Bivens at a Harlem address at 150th and Amsterdam.
Okay, so now we're zooming in here. What name are you zooming in on? I'm going to pause it, but tell us that name.
Edward Meredith Bivens, and then it has his address right beneath it.
And how do you know that address matches?
Well, what's relevant is this ties in with Al-Azhar's point that he's unlikely to be the Abba Bivens because he didn't live in Harlem in the 40s, because he lived in Philadelphia in specifically 1940. And there's another record of him being in Philly still in 1942. But in 1946, he had already moved to New York because the Commandment Keepers had him at 500 West 150th, which is just west of Amsterdam Avenue.
You know exactly where that address is, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know the spot.
Hey, Elizabeth Oakman. Well, hold on, Elizabeth. Are you talking Australian time or American time? Because I think it might be different. Elizabeth Oakman saying that's a Sunday, but she might be doing the Australian time. So you got to double check that. They might
have been holding Sunday classes, though. I'll look it up myself.
Yeah, it's possible. But anyways, so now we're zooming in here. We got the address. So there's Edward. Now, it's impossible. Come on. For this to be a coincidence, we go into the Schaumburg. The Commandment Keepers have put their ledgers. Now they put their ledger. Everyone is saying it's a Sunday, by the way. That's kind of fascinating. Everyone's saying it was a Sunday date. That's fascinating. Which they could have Sunday classes. That's not that. You're right. That's not a big deal, right? So apparently it's unanimous. The live chat. Thank you to the live chat.
Yeah, I'm getting Sunday as well. Sunday as well.
Shout out to Carm. Shout out to Fred. Shout out to Latosh. I don't even. Shout out to Sweet Tea. Shout out to everybody. So check this out. We got
Shout out to me. I looked it up.
Shout out to you, boo. You get all the credit. Edward Meredith Bivens. There's the name right there. Oh, look. Sweet Tea says it was actually Easter. Resurrection Sunday.
Wow. That is, I really like that detail. That detail puts a smile on my face.
So there's the address. And what date was this again from? 1940?
46, April 21st, 1946.
So 1946, Bivens has a New York address.
And then later on it doesn't come up in the video, but later on that very same page, they have an entry for October where the Bivens family comes up again, where his son Edward Jr. comes up, his younger son William, who later became Chaim, his wife Mabel. They were all in it as well, and they were living at another address in Harlem by the following October. But yeah.
And so another point now, everybody can see. Now this is not the last of the information. This is going to get more.
This is the beginning.
Yeah, this is the beginning. But while the screen is playing with Alazar's response, let me break this down real quick, everybody. Notice it's Bivens, and that we're saying the man's real name is Bivens, not Bivens. And now we are at the Hatzat Harashon Ethiopian Hebrew Congregation Records. I'm going to do my best to explain it because I want to try to get into this. I've got it paused on the screen. So here now we are at the New York Public Library Archives and Manuscripts. The Hatzat Harashon was started by, I guess what you call mainstream Jews. Yeah,
it was a mix of Ashkenaz and African-American, some of them from Israelite backgrounds, but African-Americans would also embrace Rabbinic Judaism.
And what they wanted to do is to reach out to more traditional, let me say it this way, less traditional Black Hebrew Israelite style groups who were sort of maybe on the fringes or not really associated with kind of a mainstream Judaism structure, and they wanted to create bridges and inroads with those communities. And so one thing they did was they would make a list of all the groups who were sort of Black Hebrew Israelite groups, not really Black Jews, but like Black Hebrew Israelite groups, right? And they made a list, and they would try to find ways to work with them. And
to dialogue with them and possibly bring them a bit more fully into the rabbinic fold. It's a very interesting period. The Hatzad Harishon period was in the 60s and early 70s.
And doesn't the name mean like first steps?
Literally, yeah. The step, the first. So, yeah, the first step. And what's interesting here is, so what we were showing was the Schoenberg Center, which we've been to, which you've been to in the last summer. They have an archive of materials from the Commandment keepers, but they also have an archive of correspondences between Hatzad Harishon and both Jewish groups, mainstream Jewish groups and Israelite groups. And Sam Kestenbaum, I knew about these correspondences for quite some time. It comes up in a lot of books like African Zion and other books like that, but I never knew that there was a letter to One West in there from 1971, and it was Sam Kestenbaum who brought that out, who revealed that. He discovered that, at least as far from my perspective. I learned that from his writings and from him.
And we read some from that book about Kendrick Lamar and the Making of Black Meaning. We read some of Kestenbaum's chapter. Now we're showing the typed out lists of more. Well, I'm calling the Black Hebrew Israelite groups to distinguish them from the Black Jews that Hatzad Harashon, I always mispronounce it, was working with, because ironically enough,
they were reaching out to these Israelite groups, and they had this directory.
Yeah, so this is like a directory of Black Hebrew Israelite groups in New York, and this is a fascinating list. There's a lot of names on here we could look at, but we kind of go all night. But we're going to show one thing in particular. Tell him, Abu, what are we about to see, bro?
Well, eventually it's going to come up on the fact that they have a listing for One West. At the time, the school at One West was called the Israeli Tanakh School, and they had the leader listed as Rabbi E. Bivens. So in 1971, Hatzad Harishon's directory of Israelite groups expressed the belief that the leader of One West was Rabbi E, as in Edward, E. Bivens, Bibbins.
There it is.
Yep,
Rabbi E. Bivens, Israeli Tanakh School, One West, 125th Street, New York, 10027. This is another confirmation that it's Edward Or perhaps, I don't know if he was going by Eber at this time, but it's not. It's nothing with Leroy. And also, it's interesting, the original school's name there, Israeli Tanakh School. But
Yes.
look at the address, and this is why they are called One Westers, everybody. This is where this particular strand came from.
Quick note on the adjective Israeli. For a while now, Israelites have had tried to explain, use the polemic, I'm not Israeli, I'm Israelite.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, that has had to force some One Westers to explain, well, wasn't the school at One West called the Israeli Church of Universal Practical Knowledge? And a popular legend that I've heard is that, no. Originally, it was called the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, like Honest Group. And then they changed it to Israeli because that would make it more palatable for, the people out there, the enemy and all that, But the truth is that, no, the word Israeli goes all the way back to Bivens. And by the way, I don't think it's a word that actually is a biblical term. It does come up in the Bible once. But that's a discussion for another time.
Now we're switching over. We actually have the letter from and a response to Bivens, and we're going to show it. So this is from Hatzad Harishon. How do you say it again?
Hatzad Harishon, and this was from their director in 1971. They changed directors every few years, and so the director in 1971 was James Benjamin. He was another African-American convert to Judaism, and he sent this letter to One West.
We got the date, July 22nd, 1971. July 22nd.
A few days, about a week and a half before Bivens' birthday. But, his birthday was July 31st.
So this is a physical letter that exists. This letter still exists in the Schomburg, correct?
Yes. This is part of the Schomburg's Hatzad Harishon archive, and the Hatzad Harishon archive has their correspondences. Copies of the letters they sent out.
Reiterate, this literally exists as a physical piece of paper at the Schomburg, which we went to last summer. You can go and check out the box and actually look at it. Hold on, I gotta bring this part up where you were. Yeah. I gotta show this real quick. The thing is, I've got other graphics on the screen, and so the thing you're circling now. Okay, well, no, it's going on again. Okay, scrolling down the letter. Everybody see this? Dear Abba Bivens. Isn't that fascinating? They were calling him that. I find that fascinating that they were calling him that, right? But didn't you say there were some folks who would go by that name sometimes?
Yes. Well, even you can go to regular mainstream Jewish graveyards and you'll see they'll come up.
Yeah. All right, so let me read this real quick. From time to time, our office receives letters from various Israelite congregations across the country requesting names and addresses of the various Israelite leaders of the New York community. Our office has designed the enclosed list, which we are submitting for your approval. So they want to basically say, is this information correct? We want to make it explicitly clear that this information will be given only to Israelite congregations requesting it. If there is any name that is misspelled or any address that is incorrect or any name that has not been included, we would appreciate receiving your corrections. Notice he doesn't correct them when you're going to see this about the name of the school or his name or anything like that, by the way. Your cooperation is deeply appreciated, and as much as this will help lighten our administrative workload, kindly may your corrections, if any, on the enclosed copy and return it to the office. So they're actually being very conciliatory because they're like saying, you're an Israelite congregation, you're part of the New York community. Do you guys see this? Notice it's conciliatorial towards him in that way, right? And look what it says here. If any on the enclosed copy and return it to the office. If I have not received your copy by August 30th, I shall assume it meets with your approval. Wait, hold on. There's one last little thing I want to read. Sorry. I gotta go back here for just a second here, and then we're gonna switch over to Bivens' response. With best wishes for a pleasant summer and a cordial shalom. Very sincerely yours. Okay, we are now on Bivens' response. What do you want to say before we get into this, Abu?
Well, I mean, I think the most significant part of that letter was the opening, the fact that it was Abba Edward Bivens. So in 1971, it was understood that Edward Bivens was Abba Bivens. That's very clear.
Now,
like I said, the letter is very polite, but yeah, now we get the response from One West.
And look,
the letterhead at the top.
Letterhead of the school, everyone, is at the top. Very significant. July 27th, 1971. So how long did it take him to respond? Actually, we should have marked that out. I didn't actually calculate how long it took to respond. But
just a few days, less than a week.
Yeah, okay. So Israel Tanakh School, 1 West 24th Street. Again, notice the address, New York. And now this is Abba Bivens, who is actually Edward Meredith Bivens. This is him saying this. I'm going to read this, all right? And you can comment. The thing is, we can't do a full exegesis of this letter. We might have to save that for another show.
Yeah, you could do a full show on discussing this letter. It's very interesting.
We'll just read it. Mr. Benjamin, I have received a letter from you stating that you receive from time to time letters requesting names and addresses of various Israeli leaders. I know about all that that you have stated on this paper you sent to me. I can truthfully say they are not Israelis. I do not know anything about you. It's funny, he said, I know all about that, but he doesn't know anything about him. I do know that God says in the Tanakh, all Israel of the flesh is not Israel. And by the way, that's not from the Tanakh. That's from the book of Romans. To God has said, quote, to the law and the, all caps, testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. You see, it has to be both, not just the law. Wait, you see, it has to be both, not just the law. Always saying you have to have the testimony, not just the law. We talked about this earlier because we're trying to discern what he means. Most likely what he's saying is you got to have the New Testament as well as the Old Testament. That seems like what he's saying, all right? All right, so now here we go again.
Exactly, he's saying you can't be Torah only. That's the way I interpret it, which is significant because I've long been curious as to whether, because he does in the one audio file which we'll be releasing tomorrow, he does quote from the New Testament, but there's been a question of whether he just used that as a quote unquote hook, to draw people in like the commandment keepers did, or if he really believed it. I think this sort of makes clear that he did believe in the New Testament sincerely to some degree. You see, as you see, it has to be both, not just the law. Why should we follow something that there is no light? And another thing we teach, the doctrine of God and not of men. Another thing, you have no right to use the name of our school without asking me. If you send it around for your purpose, I will sue you in court. And hence begins the long tradition of one Westers threatening to sue everybody who in any way makes them upset at all. Like, it goes all the way back. It goes all, non-Westers too. Like, our friend Julius Swim is going to hire a private investigator to serve me. Oh my gosh. So here we got, it goes all the way back to Bivens. We haven't dissed him, but I'm going to diss this. It's like, are you seriously, bro? Are you going to sue somebody because they, it actually would just be promotion for your school. Now, look at here. Let me read this. We do not have any communication with the Edomite so-called Jews. Notice, Edomite doctrine goes all the way back to Bivens, but actually we know it goes back to the commandment keepers. It is older than that. I told them when they came to our place and took tape recordings of us, that those recordings existed somewhere. That if they had used us in their writings as Jews, Jewish, black Jews, we would sue them. That's why they don't use the name of our school. He's saying if you call us any of those names, we're going to sue you, right? You said the term Israelite is preferred in New York by this term you have spoken. Who in the H? Who in the H is New York to change the saying of our God? To be a Jew, you have to come out of the tribe of Judah. This is so funny. In 1971, he says, who in the H? This Jewish came from the so-called Edomite Jew. God has said nothing about black Jews, Jewish, or Jews. Abu, are you still there, bro? Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead. You want to comment on this?
No, I mean, honestly, this is where it becomes harder to understand. I think it's a lot more murky, this last paragraph.
Yeah. God has said nothing about black Jews, Jewish, or Jews. I know the words of God. He has said, Israel have I love, not Jews, Jewish or black Jews. And what's he say? I hope to hear from you. I think he says hope to hear from you there at the end. I got graphics on the screen, so it's actually hard to see everything because I got these other graphics there. But all right, man, what you gonna say about this letter? Which, notice, Israel Tanakh School got the address, Rabbi E. Bivens.
Did you catch the signature at the end?
That's what it's scrolling to right now. Yours truly, Rabbi E. Bivens. A shout out to Google user for the super chat. Israeli Tanakh School, Rabbi E. Bivens. So we got Bibbins is how he signed it. The typing has a typo. There's only one B, but the signature clearly has two B's. You want to comment on that there, Abu?
No, I would just say for people, and this is what I said in the video, just keep that signature in your mind. Try to remember that signature, because now we're going to jump over to his, it's a draft-related military registration card.
All right, so everyone keep that signature in your mind, and now look, this is Edward Meredith Bivens' draft-related registration card. Do you guys see this? You guys see this? See the name? See the address? Notice he's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at this time. Do we know the year of this? Oh, yeah. If he's 45, we would know the year of this.
It's 1942. It was from 1942.
1942. So this is related to World War II. And age and years, he's 45. He's in Philly. And look at his birth, July 31st, 1896. And it's also got Mabel. That's his wife. And is 231 East Garrett. Oh, this is interesting. He's listed as self-employed. That's fascinating.
Yeah, I found that interesting. Yeah.
Have we ever heard what his job was? Have we ever heard?
Well, in the census, if I recall correctly,
janitor.
The census janitor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But apparently this one he was self-employed. Okay, so we're zooming in on the name Edward Bivens. And now we're comparing the last part of the signature from the letter that we know is from him to this letter. Everyone, you can see this is the same person, about 20-some years apart?
29 years apart. So for the registration card was filled out in 1942. His response to Hatzad Harishon was in 1971. So 29 years apart. In the signatures, you see the E is the same, and the surnames are almost identical. You know, the N and the S at the end of Bivens changes a little bit, but I think it's pretty clear. This is the signature of the same single person.
Yeah. All right. And, I just lost our spot. I'm going back to the spot here.
No, it's okay.
Going back to the spot. Shout out to Roxby for the super chat. Roxby, I'm glad you could be here tonight. I know it's a little bit late for you. I'm sorry. And it's all Abu's fault, though. So we'll just blame Abu for pretty much everything here. Oh, man, it's doing it again. Okay, I see what it's creating a problem when I try to pause it. Hold on. Because I need to pause it. I need to pause it right here on your points that you bring out here. Do you want to comment on that?
No, it's fine. Well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear. I was just doing a quick summary of the fact, recounting that Edward Meredith Bivens was at the Commandment Keepers in 1946. He was on Hatzad Harishon's list of as the leader of the Israeli Tanakh school. When Hatzad Harishon wrote to One West, they addressed the leader as Abba Edward Bivens. So these were just the points that I was doing as a quick summary, a recapping of the reasons to believe that Edward Meredith Bivens, in contrast to Leroy Bivens, is in fact the One West leader, who's popularly called Abba Bivens.
Yes, and so you guys hopefully are seeing that between the photographs, the signature, all this other data from multiple lines of sources. So there's multiple lines of evidence because it's different sources, what I mean to say. And these are primary sources, things by his own hand. You see all that? It's really conclusive. There's really no chance anything else is. I mean, here it is. I don't really know how a person would say, no. I mean, not to say there's no more to learn or anything, but as far as the name and the pictures and some of the other information, it's it. And it does not all match up with what we've been handed down as far as the oral traditions. We're not saying everything is wrong. We're just saying there's some wrong things there. I don't think we mentioned this, but number 5, members of Edward Bivens' family, such as his granddaughter, confirmed that he was indeed Edward Meredith Bivens of the what's to say? I can't read it because of the graphics.
That Abba Bivens, it was in fact Edward Meredith Bivens. That was confirmed by members of his family they're out there online. It's interesting. Here's another parallel with the NOI analogy. There was a story, it comes up in one of Michael Muhammad Knight's books, that apparently Elijah Muhammad had challenged, he put out something like a $10,000 challenge to see if anyone could disprove his claims about Fard Muhammad, and allegedly Fard's wife came forward and was ignored. Whatever the truth of that legend, the parallel would be, it's interesting that just as there were no family members of Fard within the NOI, there's no family members of Bivens within the One West spectrum. They're all outside of the One West spectrum, but they're out there. I've had some very, very brief correspondences with his granddaughter, and I know others have been in contact with a number of his family, and and they're on social media, and it is fascinating.
So let me reiterate. We've got confirmation from different family members, especially one grandchild in particular, who is actually mentioned in a lot of old books and research on this and various sources, such as African Zion. And we've also got confirmation sort of from just being able to look at their social media profiles. And interestingly enough, none of them are involved with One West. A lot of them seem to be involved in some way with Black Judaism, or almost kind of a mainstream Judaism. You know what I'm saying? Even living in Israel, which we're going to get into here now. But we have, again, multiple lines here, because the family members have even spoken and talked to us, and some 10 years ago and some a little bit now, and some of this is still ongoing. And so can you speak briefly about the Abba Bivens that you kind of end with? Can you talk about that? You got a little noise in the background, but if you could talk about Abba Bivens, what's up with the Abba Bivens aspect here, bro?
So here's something interesting about Edward Meredith Bivens. Hold on, give me 1 second.
We are on the phone with Abu Kamar, and what we're doing today here on Street Apologists Live is exploring the founder of One West style Hebrew Israelism, which is one of the fast-growing sects of Hebrew Israelism, and we are discussing the founder, and we've uncovered some new pictures of him, as well as documents with his own hand and his signature, and we have his real original birth name, which is Edward Meredith Bivens, but now we're going to talk about a variation of that, which sometimes people hear, which is Abba Bivens. Go ahead, Abu.
Okay, 2 points to make. First, I want to use an analogy with Masha in a moment. So
people don't. Okay, Masha, everybody, is one of the people who left the Commandment Keeper School, who was one of the students of Abba Bivens, who knew him personally. Masha is dead now, and of course, I don't know if you guys. We're going to show this in a second, as well as Edward Meredith Bivens is also dead. But Masha went by Mo, sometimes is his nickname, but Masha was said to be King David, and
you have a whole video on that.
Yeah, and Moses reincarnated, and so he was one of the 7 heads of the One West School after the students took over from Abba Bivens after his passing in the early 70s. Now, let's talk about Abba Bivens.
Of the 7 heads, only 3 had met Bivens, and Masha was one of them.
Yes. All right. So
the thing about Masha, what I was going to say is his, what they say, government name, his given name was Harvey Harris. But there's something called the Social Security Death Index, where you can look up just about any American who's died, I think more than 10 years ago. It might be 5, but I think it's 10. Whatever the case, if you look up Harvey Harris, you're not going to find him in the Social Security Death Index, because he had legally changed his name, to the satisfaction at least of the Social Security Death Index, to Moshe Ben Harim. If you look up Moshe Ben Harim, then you find Masha. Now, I use that as an analogy because...
So let me Masha's real name is Harvey Harris. But if you look up Masha, you won't find him. But if you look up Harvey Harris, you won't find him. So you have to find him by the name he changed into, Moshe Ben
Harim. Now, I'm using that as an analogy because here it is, we've been discussing Edward Meredith Bivens. When you go to the Social Security Death Index, you can't find a record for Edward Meredith Bivens. What you do find a record for is Abba Bivens. And that's interesting because there has been a popular story sort of outside of the One West spectrum, although there is someone who was in the One West spectrum who has shared that his name, he was known by the name Eber ben Yomin or Eber ben Yamin, these variations of that. And so that sort of is corroborated by the fact that he apparently legally changed his name to Abba Bivens, E-B-E-R Bivens, or you might say Eber Bivens, at least to the satisfaction of the Social Security Death Index.
All right, so that, of course, is interesting.
And he may have already been doing that when he was signing his letter E. Bivens. He may have intended Eber instead of Edward.
Right. All right, so I'm hitting play again. It's no longer on pause there, Abu. And what do you got to say now?
Well, I believe we're going to get into where he was buried. Once I had this name change, I was able to find out that he's buried at Mount Moriah Cemetery in Fairview, New Jersey. I went to the cemetery this past week. Also, one of his family members confirmed that he's buried there, and so is his daughter-in-law. And in my video, I show his grave. Unfortunately, he didn't get a gravestone. His grave never got a gravestone, unfortunately. So it's sort of like an empty space. And I want to be very clear that take very seriously the idea of honoring the dead, or at least not dishonoring the dead. So I'm not sharing that with any sort of intended disrespect. I'm just, I shared it in the video, and I mentioned the video because there are people, mostly within the One West spectrum, but there are people who feel a certain level of love for Bivens. And so I shared that also for those who might want to go to Mount Moriah Cemetery in Fairview to pay their respects. They have a section of their cemetery organized by some people who are associated with the Commandment Keepers and other groups. It's called their Ethiopian Hebrew section. So people who are sort of on the fringes of the Jewish spectrum or also full-on Israelites are buried there. And it's interesting, the people that are buried there.
All right, so guys, I'm going to... so this is the picture of the actual graveyard where Edward Meredith Bivens is buried.
Yeah, he's in that space right in the middle between Iris Woods and...
space right here where I'm bouncing around, and that is where he is. He does not have a headstone. But you got the map from the administrative office as well as confirmed with him that he's buried there, correct? So
yeah, his family confirmed that he's buried there, and then they're very helpful in the front office at Mount Moriah Cemetery. You can just stop at the front office; they'll tell you exactly where Abba Bivens is buried. EBERBIBBINS, and it's just two plots over from his daughter-in-law Esther Bivens, who was the wife of his first son, Edward Meredith Bivens Jr., who later changed his name to David Bivens. And by the way, here's something interesting: Esther Bivens was also, this is about to be shown on the screen, she was also a member of Hatzad Harishon, which makes it very interesting in my opinion.
The group that reached out to him. And shout out to Liza J. Shout out to Nate, if I haven't said it yet. Shout out to you, Carlos, as well. Okay, here you now showing the page, I believe, from African Zion, I believe. And you're just showing that Esther Bivens is shown here.
As the first president of Hatzad Harishon, and she was also a convert to Orthodox Judaism.
Yes. And so you're just showing that, which is pretty fascinating as well.
Yes. And also his second son, Chaim. So the wife of his first son and also his second son, Chaim, were both members of Hatzad Harishon.
Yeah.
And let me know when the next image comes up.
And so, again, guys, remember, that's an organization designed to do some unification between sort of mainstream, like Ashkenazi Jews and black Jews. Now we're on the next screen there, Abu.
This is from a book by Jacob Freud from 1968, noting he mentions members of Hatzad Harishon, and he mentions the Chaim Bivens. This is in 1968, so this is before Abba Bivens had passed away. Chaim Bivens was sending his sons to a yeshiva in the Bronx, and Esther Bivens, this is again the wife of the eldest son of Abba Bivens, was sending her children to a yeshiva in the Lower East Side called Downtown Talmud Torah.
And so these are family members. Chaim is his son. Esther is the daughter-in-law.
Yeah, the daughter of his other son.
So it's interesting, so, they didn't stay in a One West stream at all.
Basically, by this point, before the end of his life, almost all his grandchildren, it seems, were attending mainstream Jewish schools and yeshivas.
Which is pretty fascinating. Now, here's the picture we're showing, and the reason we're showing this one picture, because there's a ton of pictures we have of the family, but we're not going to show them because they're on social media profiles. We're not really trying to do that. The reason why we are doing this one is because this was in a public publication, and so it's sort of a different thing. We're not sharing some private thing that no one knows. This is from a public publication. You want to talk about that real quick, Abu?
Yeah, Haaretz wrote an article, first in Hebrew, then in English, about Chaim Bivens coming to Israel, emigrating to Israel in his 80s, in his early 80s. His son was already living there. That's his son on the left. So on the left, that man is the grandson of Abba Bivens, and in the center is the second son of Abba Bivens, known as Chaim Bivens. Both of them moved to Israel. The grandson moved first, and he and his children and his grandchildren are living there primarily in a Israeli settlement in a kibbutz near the Jordanian border in the West Bank.
Family similarities, Abu? Does the father look like the son?
Yes, I definitely think that Chaim Bivens looks a lot like Edward Meredith Bivens. Absolutely.
Less so the grandson, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And then here, we won't be showing any pictures of it, but even less so the great-grandchildren and the great-great-grandchildren. Because each successive son was subsequently marrying local Israeli women, mainstream Jewish women, the result is Abba Bivens' great-great-grandchildren, people who are 4 generations removed, the grandchildren of his grandchild, some of them instantiate morphologies that might lead certain One Westers to guess that they don't fall on the tribes chart, which I find interesting. We won't be showing any images, but man, there's some fascinating stuff out there. There's even a video of his great-great-granddaughter preparing for her bat mitzvah. But whatever the case, again, we can't show that. We're only showing this because, as you said, this was a public image in a public publication.
Hey, shout out to Rox B. Rox B, don't you want to wait real quick on a freestyle? Rox B's leaving, so I kind of owe her one. Rox B, just wait a second.
I think we've pretty much covered everything. That's all right.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a real quick freestyle for Rox B because she deserves it. And then while I'm doing that, you compose your final thoughts on this.
I think we've pretty much covered it. I hope people find this interesting, and most importantly, I hope more people build upon this. We wanted to bring out the most accurate information so that we can have this public conversation, and we hope that others can build upon this, and we can continue to get a more and more accurate picture, a more complex and diverse picture and understanding of the history of One West and its founder and his descendants.
All right, no doubt, man. Well, appreciate that. Everyone tell Abu good night. We had to do things a little bit different here, but shout out to Abu. God bless, man. Thank you, bro.
God bless.
All right, y'all. Well, it worked out overall. A little bit of a rough start there, but shout out to Abu. And you know what? Shout out to Alazar. And hopefully I get to see Ron Shields, a.k.a. Divine Prospect, in Atlanta this Friday. We're working on a little meet up around the airport. And then also there's a camp in Montgomery, Alabama called the Sons of God. I'm working on meeting up with them too. So hopefully, because I'm going to be traveling to the south a little bit over here this weekend. Hopefully it's just some cool builds. It could be recorded or not recorded, really, for all I care. And so we'll end this with the freestyle. Thank you guys for being, just hanging in there. Shout out to y'all for hanging in there. Seriously, you guys are cool people, and you really did hang in there. So shout out to y'all on that. All right, let's bring in this beat. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let me see which beat we're gonna do here. Let's do maybe this one. All right, let me mess with this real quick. But you guys, I do hope that you come back tomorrow for the premiere of the new audio that my man DJ Nexus cleaned up. But I hope you guys understand why this is important as well and appreciate it. So shout out to everyone who gets it. All right. Oh, it's this beat right here. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to use that beat right there. I don't think I'm going to use that one. We're going to flip it and use a different one here. No, not that one. Sorry. Oh, how about this one? I think it's been a while since we've used this one. All right, let's use this one. Yeah, my man. All right, let's do this one. All right, let me turn this joint up a little bit. It's a pretty dope beat. Try to transition to this. Yeah. Got a Kango, don't got no fez. Shout out to Carlos Lopez. Yeah. Now we kicking again. Shout out to Light Expedition, man. I met man, now I slam. I'm not from Iraq, but I ran to the cross of Christ. He saved me right and gave me a brand new appetite to get it right for the milk of the word. Shout out to that one dude, Bird brings a word. Have you heard? Sometimes he reserved the super chat. I got a super rap. Shout out to Babu for doing that stuff, man, like a sleuth with a backpack, yeah. Shout out to Babu. He's like an investigator, a gumshoe, like they say in the 1920s. When it comes to facts, Abu got plenty. Hey, yo, honey, for my voice, believe it or not, well, it's your choice. We ain't really mean to destroy that one theory about Leroy, but we did, and that's a fact. So now we come with the brand new rap. Hey, yo. I'm taking a seat. Liza J says she's loving the beat. Yeah, you know we don't mean no harm, like Dukes of Hazzard. Hey, what's up, Carm? Yeah, I got purple on my arm, that's my shirt. It works like a charm. Haha. Not from a farm, but you know, I'm like an animal. Maybe vocab is like a mammal. I need some liquid. Grab the beat, begin to kick it, stick it like it was some glue. Hey yo, what's up, man? I can barely hear you, boo. Coming through. Here we do what we do. Yeah. Eat up the beat like it was a pita. Shout out to Elizabeth and Aaron and Rita. I greet ya with the pound. What's up to Carlos? I hear that sound. Coming again. Rocking the mic now. Drumming again. I'm not Mr. Drumming, but I got different strokes. People out now. What's up to the folks? Yeah. Like Vader, I choke you through the force. And that's a quote. Of course, I got the NBA Jam, so I'm on fire. What's up to the man, Jason? I don't mean the kid. I got the aqua on my lid. Abba Bivens, he had a kid. Her name was Esther. I met Sarah. It is the other way around. That's the doctor-in-law. Hey yo, I'm not a southpaw. I'm a right-hander. People out now. I don't live in a cave. I'm not a salamander. I'm not no snake. Like Cobra Commander. Now let me take a gander. That means take a chance. I got to dance. Yeah, check it out now. I got Puma pants on my legs. I ain't too proud to beg. Crack open the beat like it was an egg. Hey! Shout out to y'all. Thanks for being patient today. Be sure to come back. Street Apologists Live, where we make apologetics fun again.
Street apologists. 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 On the radio.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to DJ Next. DJ Next. For the sound that's so fresh it's down. Shout out to those who dig the rap and the SA live chat.